Hey, welcome back to another exciting episode of Satisfactory. In this episode, I'm going to be putting up two geothermal plants in the geysers and the boonies. So, got the goodie and going out. My main base heading north, west, and then northeast. So, somebody wanted to see more of the drive, so I'll just show the whole thing. You can get an idea how far it is. Not that far in a vehicle, but on foot it's a pain. If you try to run up this guy and not in a vehicle, there is a alpha hog here that will push your ass off the cliff and then steamroll you when you get up at the bottom. So, just a warning. I think that's a cliff. Nope, not this time. Okay, cool. Made a bunch of videos and haven't edited them all, so kind of remembering things. Yeah, I know there's a slug there. I don't care. There's also a summer sloop coming up. I haven't bothered getting yet. Probably have about 10 in the game. I know where they are and haven't bothered picking them up. Got 6 in inventory. Who cares? Right there, summer sloop. To the left, I got some 2 pure iron nodes up there, working on them. And that's just the detour. Gotta keep going. Those combine with 2 others I have, so I have 4 iron nodes coming into the factory. And going down this way, in the distance you can see my belts for oil, crystal, and on the top is, what is on the top? I think that's it. Oil, crystal, yeah. Sorry. Took a lot of these in different orders, so I'm editing them in different orders also, so kind of a pain. Remember what's going on. Future video will be off to the right, back in a hidden thing, back behind that slug on the cliff. Cool little area back in there. And across the water, it's my truck stop. That truck is going up to the crystal mines. And what are you doing here? Checking the map, seeing where the truck is, so I don't run head on into it. Okay, on the bridge, keep going. Out of one biome into the desert biome. Everything gets hazy, and at night it turns all purple, and a lot of times it gets really foggy. You can't see anything for like 15 minutes. Pain, but let's see. Yeah, going down here. Oh, great. Damn it. Okay, get up, get in. See, sometimes you can click on it and it gets back, and you can get back and drive before you get attacked by the nasty big spitter that lives around here. And I finally got in the right place. Now one of those little flying crab plants down the middle of here, guarding this thing, because there's a slug on the left edge. That was it popping, and you can hear them fluttering out. And geothermal's right ahead, so throw the vehicle over and parked. And spun the camera around and made sure I was in the right place on the map. That's it. Let's see. Get gut out and put up foundations. If you don't have blade runners yet, they let you jump up on top of a container or a double foundation, which is really handy. See in there, it's one of those glowing bastards, but I have a solution for that. Sort of. Far enough. Need to throw a little bit further. Yeah, that's pretty good. Now see, it got the plant, but it didn't kill the little bugs that come out of it. I was thinking, hey, maybe I can shoot the damn things. And there's a happy thing I found out. You can use them for target practice. So, fantastic. You get too close and they want to attack you. So that's what I was waiting for there. They're no fun at all when they get near you. Fantastic. The fact that you can hit them at long range and not have to deal with them is great. Okay, let's see. Kept building out and seeing what else there was, which was smart because there's, I believe there were 3 of those things around here. One straight ahead and there's one off the side. They move and stop and move and stop, so be ready for it if you're trying to shoot them. Okay, cool. More straight ahead. Looking around, see if there's anybody else. Sometimes they'll have multiple enemies guarding stuff, and it's just not worth the while. Take a chance walking around because you will get attacked. Here I'm trying to put the geothermal plants, but you can see they are not going on the geysers. I'm like, what the heck? I mean, I've got them, and I've got all the parts to make them, but they're just not snapping for some reason. It's really mystifying. And I found out I was too far away to place them. Just had to be a little bit closer. You'll see. For those of you wondering, I don't need geothermal. I just decided to put them up because I think they look cool and add them to my existing power. Why not? I'm like, okay, so is that a geyser? And it's like, yeah, those are geysers. So they should place, but they're not. So move a little bit closer. You can see the little carapace right in the foreground, that blue thing down there. And of course the other one, which has to be eliminated. And that one I actually hit it when they were flying and got all through them, which is fantastic. Looking around, make sure there's nobody else. And nothing else, no other monsters, I should say. And it's like, oh, look at that, out of place. Spin it around to get a good view and install it. Those of you who don't know, these are worth 200 megawatts each, so. Pretty good output, but there aren't that many places you can put them. And they will run self-contained off the geyser. You don't have to have a separate power plant running them like the oil and coal plants and biomass plants need intake for the fuel. But these things just take the stuff directly, so that's really cool. I'm just trying to decide where I'm going to put run the power back to the oil islands, where I've got power lines going all the way back to the rest of my factory. So. And here's just showing the power pole at 2500. This is existing power out in this area. And then there's the one I brought all the way from the geothermal. And connecting it and showing the power is now jumped to 2900. It's saying 300 to 400 here, but the reality is I think it's 1000 or 1200, something like that, back in the factory. So truck stop for the crystal, and yeah, full of crystal. It's good. So basically oil comes in to fuel the truck, and crystal goes back that direction. Slug up there, there's a spitter on the ground the second you set foot on the ground. So when I first came up here I did it on foot like an idiot. Got about 20 things attacking me. Tons of fun. It's oil, crystal, and iron ore on the top. Original landing point is space elevator to the left, and then the factory I ended up building is on the right up ahead. Okay, let's go inside. That's sulfur up ahead, coming on the down lift. Lift down, lift lower, whatever you want to call it. Pretty nice. 6 levels, or 5.5 you want to call it. I guess it'd be 6 with the basement. So all these belts are coming into the basement level. Originally going to bring them into level 1, but then I figured I could bring them in under level 1 just to make things cleaner. Kind of a tour of what's going on. Kind of convoluted in here, just a little bit. This is before the jetpack, so there wasn't any way to boost up the wall or anything. Yeah, I know the jump pads, but I don't have any luck with those either. Power level. And around and around and around. It's before catwalks or after. There's some catwalks. The stairs don't line up on these though, so need to reconfigure them and just haven't bothered. It's bottom level 3, laying input in. The bottom of storage containers. Second intermediate level right above by the ceiling. Level 4 with a whole bunch of constructors. Well, not constructors, but different things. Constructing things. Level 5, which was all empty except for the steel on the left. And it's the 2900 on the power. So, you got power to burn, obviously. It's nice if you put up a whole bunch of stuff, you don't have to worry about the whole thing shutting down because there's just a sudden surge. Coming over here to check my belts. And I had used a combined thing originally and tried to do smart splitters so they'd separate out the coal and the iron, but they just never mixed right. I had to go through a lot of hassle and finally decided to run separate lines for coal and sulfur and figured out a way to make them squeeze all into one by one without interfering with each other and without cheating. So, steel took a while to figure out, probably 3 or 4 revisions, just a big fat pain in the ass. The way I got it now is pretty good. Actually, I think. So I had 6, or I do have 6 plants for making 10 foundries, and then they go into constructors, 6 for bars and 4 for steel pipe. And I think right about now I've got them all full, which means 25 to 50,000 stored each, plus all the stuff up here and on the belts also. So not going to be running out anytime soon, which is good. That's the whole point. You know, when you first start off, you just kind of like build one-offs and stuff, and spend a lot of time on the tool bench and the workbench and stuff, crafting bench. But eventually, you want to automate stuff, because then if you go running off and do some adventure for 6 hours, like put up a radar tower, when you get back, you've got an extra 10,000 units in the storage bins, which makes it a lot easier to make stuff if you can just pull out 1,000 or 2,000. I think I did have a jetpack there. Well, never mind. Like I say, commenting on this after the fact, so didn't get audio and video figured out at the same time for a long time. Just buggy settings, whatever. This is actually being recorded, the audio separately, and edited in. So watching the video live and commenting on it, and but recording it on a different device. Kind of the only workaround I could find until I figured out how to get audio and video syncing on the recording. And just putting off some stuff I don't need. Get the chainsaw. Put the chainsaw on the truck, that's more intelligent. I'm thinking maybe they need to be in a different bin. You can go to the main one that comes with the game. Load off some of the gas mask filters. Try to get its own slot, you idiot. Summer slip. And the power slug. Carapace goes in there. Probably manufacturing something right now. Berries, yeah. Looks like I'm getting ready to make medicinal inhaler, which is a full recovery device, which is very useful. Selling. And the nuts. So, full load of goodie that needs to be put together for that. The rubber back, and the berries back, and carapace back, and selling. Come on, you can do it. Maybe not yet. And getting that slug taken care of. And putting it in the pile. Do have some things overclocked, but a lot of things I don't bother. Sometimes it's just better to build another assembler or manufacturer or whatever, and you can get a lot more efficient just by having a second one than triple clocking something else. Plus a lot less power consumed. Of course, you can argue that I've got so much freaking power now, it's not like I'm going to run out anytime soon. But, you know, then you got to worry about have you got enough resources, so it's a delicate balancing act. Took a long time to get enough steel going. Had to run 2 pure coal seams, and I've got 2 normal iron and 2 pure iron. So probably should find some more pure iron, but I haven't had any luck with that yet. Okay, I think that's about it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and I don't know what I'll do. I don't know what I'll do next. Maybe the radar tower installation and Samwar exploitation truck stop thingy on my second truck route. But see you then.